Okay, we're back. More birch. Just split this log. This is one of the bigger pieces from that tree down near the base. There's going to be a lot of bark on here. I don't know how much is going to end up in the final piece, but we're going to go for a slightly larger bowl. This will be the third in the series on this. And see what magic is hidden under here. Let's get it spinning and see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Woodsty. Today Zed is turning this birch log. Keep an eye on the grain, you might catch a blue streak showing up as the cuts go deeper. That's no fancy coloring tricks, it's sap stain fungus that moved in after the tree was already dead. It doesn't hurt the wood, it just leaves behind a ghostly blue signature. Perfect decay, giving Zed's turning a little extra attitude. The culprit behind that blue streak is a group of fungi, mostly Ophiostoma and Ceratocystis. They don't eat the wood's strength, just the sugars in the sapwood, and in return they leave behind that permanent blue or grey stain. Basically, they're microscopic squatters that move in once the tree has died, tagging the grain with their own chemical graffiti. Now tag this channel with your own graffiti by leaving a comment below. Hit those buttons and enjoy the video.
So I think I'm going to try to keep this waviness that's the wood directly under the bark incorporated into some part of this bowl. Hopefully I will get some on either side. It might be neat to have, if the bark holds together on one side and I got the wavy on the other, that might be cool too. So that's sort of where this has taken me. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Another birch bowl. I really like how this turned out. There's a lot of figure in this wood. We've got a little bit of spalting all the way through. Nice branch inclusion. Put some contrast in there. Bark on this side and natural edge on this side. So that was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Number 428. Little rim on the bottom. Whole lot of good things to say about this one. So thanks for watching, and hit those buttons and we'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, good fun project. I was a little frustrated with the tear out, but it seems to have resolved itself. If anyone knows any good secrets for birch sanding, put it in the comments. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.